La famosa y clásica historia de Moby Dick regresa al cine ahora en una nueva versión dirigida por Ron Howard y protagonizada por Chris Hemsworth. Mira, acá están algunos de los vestuarios originales de la película, que tiene un elenco increíble y vamos a conversar con ellos desde Nueva York. Lo vemos en exclusiva. So, a lot of movies shot on the open sea. I hear and read stories about how complicated it is, unpredictable, the weather and sickness and everything. So, how tough was?
Yeah, it was pretty exhausting, but I think this stuff in the studio ended up being a little more challenging because we're dealing with all sorts of technical, cranes, and we're in a big swimming pool and there's a ship and it's on hydraulic machines and cables and there's water cannons and stuff. In the studio, sometimes when you have the luxury to stop and start, that, kind of gets in the way and it becomes labored. So at sea ended up being the better experience.
Cabe resaltar que en el corazón del mar lleva a la pantalla grande una increíble historia real que posteriormente inspiraría la célebre novela Moby Dick. Así, ambientada en 1820, esta película nos narra las terribles desventuras de la tripulación del barco ballenero Essex, el cual es hundido por un descomunal, feroz y vengativo cachalote, luego de lo cual los sobrevivientes del ataque deberán pasar 90 interminables días en el mar a miles de kilómetros de tierra firme. En dicho lapso, estos hombres deberán recurrir a medidas extremas como el canibalismo. Por ello, el reparto protagónico del film tuvo que someterse a una estricta dieta para lucir como los hambrientos marineros.
Challenging and exhausting, and we're also eating less by that point, where our food intake or calorie intake was, very, very minimal.
So the catering was like nothing.
No, it ended up, a piece of fish and a salad or a boiled egg and a couple of bits of carrot or something like it. It was really minimal, and then we'd look at the crew eating normal craft service and hamburgers and things, and we'd band together and scowl at them and.
Asimismo, la dirección de este épico film estuvo a cargo del cineasta ganador del Oscar, Ron Howard, todo un experto en largometrajes basados en hechos reales como Apolo 13, Una mente brillante y Rush, Pasión y Gloria.
So, as a filmmaker, how do you combine the techniques? I want to do this green screen, I want CGI, I want the real sea.
It was months of analyzing this story and always trying to put authenticity in the forefront.
Do you use also practical effects? I suppose the ship, Jimbos and all that.
We used everything. We used every tool at our disposal. And often, even one scene would be elements of the real ocean, something we've shot on a tank because it was too dangerous to do at sea, a digital effect, physical effects, water dumping, real fire. It was always a combination. I think it was the most challenging movie that I've ever done.
Yeah, definitely.
This is a simple story, but the elements are complicated.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the reasons that I wanted to direct it, because it's a real challenge.
Y dentro del lujoso elenco de esta cinta, cabe destacar al joven Tom Holland, a quien el próximo año veremos nada menos que como el nuevo Spider-Man.
You've grown up pretty much on the camera. We love your movies since you're very kid, and now there's a lot of good things coming with big movies like Spider-Man and all that. So how do you feel about that?
I feel great, man. I'm really excited. It was amazing throughout the audition process. It was really exciting, and then obviously I got cast. I actually found out on Instagram. I was having a really bad day. I was in bed. I was scrolling through Instagram. I was like, wait a minute, who tweeted that? And Marvel tweeted. I was like, oh my god, and lost my mind. But then I was like, oh, we're not shooting until next June. So there was a real moment of like, oh.